NFL season. Your host, Michael Amen, joined by co-host,
Brian Wilczek.
friendly local neighborhood TikTokers here. As we're going to wrap up the NFL season, talk a little bit about fantasy. We'll try to take a visit at who's possibly the MVP. We discussed that earlier in the season. I feel like it's pretty much mostly settled right now. I don't know if you would agree or disagree with that. And then we'll see what's going on.
There's things up in the air still in the regular season. The MVP could go either way. You never know what they're going to do. But fantasy world, I think most fantasy leagues are over. We can give a quick recap on that. If you're fighting for a championship this week, my condolences to you. We're here to help. So throw them questions out here if you got them.
Yes, please. We would love to help you fight for your championship this week. If you won your championship last week, let us give you a round of applause.
Yeah, round of applause. There's a couple champs in the house here, I think, right?
I won the Closing with Steve Dynasty League.
Yeah.
That league is cutthroat, and you really gotta bring it in that league. And I was blessed, man. I was lucky.
I think that's 3 years in a row. 7-7 teams won the championship. You just got to go 7-7 if you want to win the league.
Absolutely, and it just goes to show you're never out of it. With 2 weeks to go in the final or in the regular season, I wasn't a playoff team. In the last week, if I lost, I was out. But turns out I was a league champion.
League champ.
I'm blessed.
I won a league too.
Well, tell us a little bit about that league, Brian.
That's the Chef Tony Rigamatoni League. Buddy out of New Jersey hosting a fantasy league. That was a 10-man league, PPR. Pretty standard aside from that, but yeah, took home that dub. So my team was rough too. You want to hear some of the names I drafted?
Let's run it. Let's hear your championship draft and your roster. As you're sitting here watching two champions, I was hoping that we were able to pull that off. Obviously, we're in two leagues together. We both couldn't win that one, so yeah.
I was hoping for a championship matchup, but that wasn't in the cards this year. We met in the semifinals. He took the dub over me.
Absolutely. I like, without sounding like cocky, I don't want to sound like, I felt like all year I had a championship level team. I felt like I made the right trades. I wasn't scared to make trades. When I had an injury, Joe Burrow went down. I made a move instead of like standing pat. I was great on the waiver wires. You're famous for saying, Brian, championships are won on the waiver wire. Well, I had two pickups that did the job for me. So, yeah, absolutely. And then, there was, if you made it to your final and you didn't win, I hope people aren't too sad or down on themselves about that, because obviously it's really hard to make it to the final. So
you should be proud of yourself.
Yeah, just getting to the final, that means you made it through the regular season and you likely won one or two playoff games. So good for you. As we're choked up about the episode today, we can't wait to take a look at what we got here in the future with we're going to have playoff talk, and we'll say maybe our Super Bowl predictions, as the NFL's pretty much winding down and everybody's shown their true colors. You know what we got, what we're up against. I pretty much am confident in my Super Bowl picks from the NFC. The AFC is a little more wide open. We could debate that a little bit as Brian gathers himself off camera. But we'll talk that, and then we'll foreshadow for next season. We sit here and keep it moving. We're very grateful for everything that we've gone through this season. The show has went through a transition. We started out as YouTubers. We're now over to TikTok. We just get a little more steam on TikTok, or motion as you want to call it. There's more eyes. We're reaching strangers on TikTok. YouTube was only letting us get to our subscribers. So if we couldn't increase our subscriber count, we weren't increasing our view count, which wasn't increasing anything for revenue, ads, or anything like that. But over on the TikTok, we're just fine. As Brian's nursed himself back to life off the side there. And like I said, it's been a fun NFL season. A lot of ups and downs. We're going to take a look at some stuff. 2-2 in championship games. Michelangelo, thanks for tuning in. Got super lucky with Henry in one and CMC and Olave. Man, Christian McCaffrey is the reason a lot of people won championships, Michael.
Yeah, so
good job there.
Before I almost died by choking on my coffee, I was going to go over the league that I won a championship in. This draft had no business winning a championship. So.
Mike, this guy right here, though, Brian, he won 2 chips.
So 2 for 2. Round of applause.
Michelangelo, well played. It's really hard to get to the final. You got to 2 and won them. Good job.
Yeah, hope we helped you out there.
Yeah, great. It's a good story.
We made some good suggestions. There was a couple. There's one major flop from last week I'll get to, but
Yeah, we'll go
before
over
we
that.
go over that, just let me let's see here.
We're gonna be wrong about some things, but we're right way more than we're wrong, and I'll stand on that.
But back to championships are won on the waiver wire. This is my draft here for my championship team. Round 1, Christian McCaffrey, solid.
Got you to the champ.
Yep. Pick 2, Malik Neighbors, toast.
Injury.
T Higgins, solid.
Solid, but he still had some injury.
Yeah,
You could have got him
Tyreek
cheaper.
Hill, toast. James Conner, toast. Travis Kelce, he was all right. Travis Hunter, bust.
So 4 of your
Pacheco,
first 7 out
bust.
for injury.
Rashee Rice, I mean, he was good down the stretch, but the suspension. Kyler Murray, out. Olave, that was a really good late round
Olave,
pick.
great late pick.
Scatabo, I mean, that was solid for the early year. Then, he went out. Eckler, that was just like a dart throw. He went out. Loveland, that was just like another one.
Came on strong late.
Came on strong late. I didn't keep him that long. And then, defense kicker. But, yeah, that roster, man, it was riddled with injuries. CMC kept me through, but a few good waiver wire ads. I think Judkins was like the waiver wire ad of the year at the beginning of the year, I would like to say.
There was a couple tight end pickups that you could get. So, as you said, Brian, championships are won on the waiver wire. You're not going to win with the team you drafted. Number 1, someone's getting hurt, as Brian just listed. 3 or 4 people that got hurt out of his drafted team. And then, number 2, you're going to need some luck in all of this. You're going to need the right matchups against the right people. So, you're never really out of it, but you can't just draft and then expect to just coast to the championship. And that's what a lot of beginners do. They just draft their team. They feel all excited about their team. But then, they're 2-3 weeks in the season and not performing, and you're not making any moves. You're not going to the chip. You're going to have to make a midseason trade at some point in your fantasy career. Maybe not every year you do this, but if you want to get to the championship, you're going to have to.
Yeah, it definitely helps your odds. I just took a really risky sip of coffee there after my near-death experience, if you caught it at the beginning of the show. Yeah, so kind of a light audience this week. I mean, that's kind of expected.
Absolutely.
But I don't know. Yeah, recap of the season. I mean, Michelangelo here, he had Derrick Henry for his best fantasy performance almost ever. 46 PPR points, I want to say.
Yeah, that helped him out insane last week. I lucked out. I was a little nervous, but my opponent kind of underperformed. Shout out to the Scranton Strangler, though. Hell of a season. We were the 5th and 6th seed in our Dynasty League, and we made it to the championship. But my team performed pretty well. And like I said, I don't say that with like a chest puff out or anything like that. I felt like I built the championship roster. As the Dynasty, it takes more.
You had a lot of trades there.
I wasn't afraid to make trades. And actually, my quarterback trade, I made the wrong one. I had 2 offers on the table. I took the wrong one and still made it to the championship and won it.
You got a womp 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 whistle?
Yeah, I don't have a womp womp, but I can do my what and I can laugh. Oh wait, no, I have this one.
Awesome.
Yeah. So I traded Devonta Smith for Baker Mayfield and a second. However, I also had a Devonta Smith for Drake May straight up on the table and fumbled that. And this is Dynasty. So going for the future,
man.
May is way more valuable than Baker Mayfield. I've already dropped him. So
I actually drafted May in our rookie draft last year.
Yeah.
And I didn't hold on to him long enough. My roster was pretty deep, so I was like, oh, I'll let him go because I was rolling with Baker last year, and I still had Herbert. Kind of hoping for more from him. I think I might be over the Justin Herbert.
Yeah.
Now I'm going to move on, find a new quarterback. I picked up C.J. Stroud late to stash him for next year.
Absolutely.
So we'll see how that goes.
Yeah, so you got to make moves at some point. That team, Dynasty, we were in year 3, and I still had 7 of my original drafted players. So I made trades. That's how I made it. I made a trade for Christian McCaffrey as Michelangelo had him there. I did what it took to get to the final. You can't, like I said, you can't just stand pat. So some people don't know this about fantasy. Some people just get in. They got their team. They're watching the games. They're having fun.
That's a solid trade there. Bucky and Krosky Merritt, Bill for Derrick Henry. I mean, yeah, Krosky Merritt at the beginning of the year, he was looking really good.
That's a
He
great
looked like he was going to be
trade.
the lead back. I mean, I traded him as well, trying to help Allie out in our family league, but he fell flat, but came on strong towards the end of the year.
Absolutely.
What was it, the semifinal week or the championship week? Oh, he was championship week Thursday. We had the show,
Yeah.
and Rodriguez went out.
Yeah.
And Krosky Merrick was on waivers. I got to pick him up and plug him in. That really helped me.
Yeah, you got to make moves. Like I said, you can't be scared. I know so many people that value their guys too much where they're too proud to make a trade. Bro, are you trying to win or are you just trying to sit here and compete? Because everybody does this for what's the regular season? 14 weeks? Okay, everybody participates in that. Not everybody's in the playoffs. Not everybody's going to the championship. It takes a certain mindset to like get there. I swear. Like everybody can participate, but like the people I always see winning, they were very crafty on the waiver wire. They made a trade at some point, even if it looked lopsided at one point. But that's what champions do.
You gotta make some gambles in the fantasy world.
Absolutely. As we end up wrapping that, like I said, week 18 kind of light. I don't like leagues that have finals this week. Most leagues don't, but again, if somebody does, we have rankings loaded up here we could take a look at.
What are some big inactivities for week 18? Do we know off the top of our head?
Not off the top of my head. And honestly, I forgot to load these things into our little drive here. So I'm going to do this real quick. Let's take a look, Brian, at
Let's take a
top
peek.
10 scoring leaders from this season. And let's see where they match up against
Ruled
where
out.
people drafted them.
Here's some ruled out players for the week. Marvin Harrison Jr., Fannin at tight end has a groin injury. Javonte Williams, Hampton ankle. Pretty much anyone that's nursing an injury in a team that has nothing to play for, they're probably not going to play. Then it's a matter of, do the team have anything to play for? Aubrey in the chat. Hey, Bree, thanks for joining.
Thank you, Miss Bree Bree.
Yeah.
Again, we're just nursing through this episode. This is the finale for us. It was not as much excitement for even us to get prepared for this as it was earlier in the season, but we did want to come in, revisit. There was a couple followers that we were interested in knowing if they won their championship. So I don't know if that $10,000 league guy is out here, but hopefully he turns in this week and says something.
Yeah,
as we
that's
take a look at Michelangelo's comments there, bro, thanks for being interactive. First off,
Yeah,
this is going to be
appreciate it.
not our best show, but thank you for tuning in. Yeah, you can't be scared, bro.
Can't be scared.
Even if you made a bad trade. Okay, so like I said, I made a bad trade too, but
Yeah.
I made a trade. Baker was good for me for like 2 or 3 weeks. It got me into the playoffs, but it's a dynasty league.
Yeah,
Would I rather
DJ
have
Moore
May?
was solid with the first two playoff rounds there, round 1, round 2. He had some good performances. He kind of came up short in the championship week, but
Yeah, you're
That's
not mad
good.
if you got him.
no,
Not
he
at all.
get some good performance out of some other players. So
So Brian, I got those loaded into our drive now. We can look at top 10 scores from this year.
Yeah.
As Brian gets set together, you're gonna see how some of these guys they were drafted in the top 10 at their position or whatever. But you're gonna see some guys where it's like, holy cow, this guy was drafted in round 8 or even round 10 or later. And it's gonna like stand out more. So it just goes to show when you draft by the rankings from whatever your site is or what they have listed, it doesn't always shake out that way, which is why you
well, yeah,
got
'cause
to
it's
make trades.
conservative. They're taking like the consensus picks, and you
Right.
got to make some dart throws yourself. So catch us pre-draft next year. I think we'll do some pre-draft episodes, get everyone primed up for draft season. We
Yeah.
got the mods in the chat going at it. Thanks for joining us. Thanks for supporting us.
Yeah. We've had a lot of support this year.
A lot of
from
support.
friends, family. We like I said, we're grateful for everything. We're just nursing through a final episode here. We're going to talk about some stuff. As Brian's getting that together, we'll just go over the top 10 scores. So I left out kickers and defense because we always believe those are just random. And you're welcome to take a look yourself. I could sit here and talk about it if you want, but top 10 scores of the season. It doesn't look like the draft.
Let me
And
see how this is
yeah, as Brian's getting that all together, like I said, I hope I made it safe. There's a lot of copyright issues we've had switching over to TikTok.
going. Okay,
So-
here we are. It's
So this
working.
looks good. This is the tight ends right here. The top 10.
Top 10 tight ends of the year here. As you can tell, number 1 tight end Brock Bowers only finished 8th with 176 points, and you got McBride there nearly doubling him.
Absolutely.
Heck of a tight end this year. McBride was a worthy flex play at tight end. The rare tight end flex. If you had McBride and another top 5 tight end, you might have been flexing a tight end some weeks. So don't be afraid of that. Kelsey, he's kind of been like on the down. So Kelsey had a
Yeah.
good year this year, kept some people in it.
I'll
Kyle
tell you
Pitts,
what stands
man,
out to me here,
yeah,
Brian. Besides Kyle Pitts shooting up to number 2, and that was with his late season catching heat. What stands out to me is two of these guys I guarantee you were not drafted in the fantasy league you played in. Nobody drafted Harold Fannin. Nobody drafted Jawan Johnson. Maybe in a deeper league, but in standard leagues, guarantee it. So this position to us, it's always like a dart throw. Besides Trey McBride there, look at the separation between 2 and 10. There's only like 30 points. So the tight end, it doesn't matter as much. So when people are drafting tight ends much higher in their league, it's almost pointless. You're hurting yourself by not taking a receiver who's going to be more productive. You'd rather be stronger and have 2 or 3 receivers that are top 10ish than, or even running backs if that's what you do. I like to
hey, TT like the live.
Thank you. I like to, kind of take the running backs later in the drafts, but I don't pay attention to tight ends unless I'm getting Trey McBride or Brock Bowers. Brock Bowers with the right quarterback still has a lot of steam.
Yeah, you can't sleep on Bowers. I mean, even being on arguably one of the worst offensive teams in the
Right.
NFL, he still put up some points.
Absolutely.
You know,
Picture he gets
it
a
was
quarterback.
it wasn't as consistent this year as it was last year, but yeah, I think if they make a couple adjustments, it'll be just fine next year.
Absolutely. So it just goes to show at this position, it's kind of, I'm not saying dart throws because you want to be educated, but they're all going to score right around the same value besides Trey McBride. If you get Trey McBride in your first 2 picks, you're probably going to have a great season. He's pretty consistent.
Yeah.
Again, so that's tight ends. That's just how they look. You can find those anywhere.
Quarterback play here. So
This is QBs.
Michelangelo in the chat was mentioning waiting for a quarterback in the draft. I preach that every year as well.
Yep.
I never go for one of the big name quarterbacks. I always go for maybe an overlooked name that might have a better season, and then there's always something on the waivers for quarterbacks. As the season plays out, you see who's going to actually do all right and who's not, and it's another ode to the waiver wires.
Yeah, you're absolutely right, Brian. You don't need to take a quarterback early. You're going to get the same value later. You could got Bo Nix later. You could have got Dak Prescott later. Trevor Lawrence later. So like I said, a lot of these people, they were available much later in drafts. If you wasted draft capital on picking Josh Allen in one of your first 2 picks,
This was the year of Drake May. He was definitely down the list this year and came out big. And Stafford as well. I don't think Stafford probably went undrafted in most leagues, and there he is. Even Trevor Lawrence, like coming off a tough year. The only guy there. Ooh, 2026. Happy New Year, people.
Thank you, Miss Gary.
Happy New Year. Yeah, Josh Allen there. Definitely consensus #1 quarterback in most leagues, and he actually paid off this year. I don't see Lamar Jackson on the list. He would have been up there
Yep.
number 2.
Jaden Daniels, but again, that was injury. So like Brian said, I don't take one of those top quarterbacks early because there's too many variables that come involved.
Yeah,
Injury could happen.
Mahomes still broke the top 10,
Absolutely.
even with the injury.
So like I said, this goes to show you don't have to draft a tight end as high earlier. What I mean, a quarterback. What I like to do, I'm stocking up on receivers and then running backs, and then I figure out the rest of my draft, and that got me a championship.
Usually, I will, if the top tight end is out there, I'll make a stretch for him. But
they're valuable.
But this year, it was a weird year. It was like Bowers, but he's on a bad team. So normally you have like Kelsey or Kittle or one of those guys, and they do well for you all year. But this year, it was a trendy year, week to week.
Yeah.
With the tight end.
Let me ask you this, Brian. Who's your top 3 quarterbacks for next year? Are you basing it off of this list? Is it going to take what these teams? Obviously, there's going to be draft and free agency, but
Well, I definitely put Drake May up there in the top 3. Probably Trevor Lawrence, another young guy. Josh Allen, man, just because of the name, he kind of sticks up there, but I don't think he can be trusted every week.
I feel like
purposes.
I like Allen and May as top 2 quarterbacks. The third one, it could go random. Does Jackson bounce back with a new coach? We don't know. Trevor Lawrence, I could see that. Very productive there. Dak, if that offense gets rolling or does something, I mean, he could go up there for fantasy purposes. Maybe Jaden Daniels comes back and actually has a good year. So it's kind of wide open. But again, for all of that reason, it being so wide open, I'm probably skipping QB next year in redraft leagues. In Dynasty, I own Mr. Burrow. Not on that list, but that's because of injury.
Here we are, the running back position. So this was a little, I don't know, par for the course, I want to say. some names that were lower. I mean, Taylor would have been the pick of the year this year. He definitely went later, but those other names definitely stayed up there. Taylor and Cook, those were later rounds, not the first couple rounds. So those would have helped you out a lot.
Let me give Doug here a round of applause.
Yeah.
Doug does things. He got Stafford in round 9 and went 11-2-1. Congratulations, bro. That just goes to show how easy this can happen.
Yeah.
Okay, as I'm looking at running backs here, this is PPR format, obviously. Like Brian said, a lot of the usual suspects up there.
But Derrick Henry, he's sticking around. He's one of those rare dinosaurs that just continues to be productive. He might have won you a championship, as Michelangelo mentioned in the chat earlier.
I said he was so up and down, and he's still fantasy number 7. So good for Derrick Henry. Shout out to him. I won't be touching him next year, but again,
ETN, that was a stash that helped out a lot, breaking the top 10 there.
And Chase Brown, a lot of people weren't on him, and he didn't really have a lot of steam in the beginning of the year, but got hot at the end. Probably took some teams to a championship. Finished at number 8.
Chase Brown, yeah, that was the Bengals there down the stretch. We got the Bengal homer over here.
For fantasy purposes,
the
Bengals killed it down the stretch.
Yeah, they did.
And then let me just tout my own team real quick here. Illyria Pioneers. Again, I won the championship of the Closing with Steve Dynasty League. Very tough league. I have 3 of those running backs on this top 10 list that won me a championship. So I was crafty. 2 of them I drafted, but I had to make a trade for Christian McCaffrey. If you want to win a chip.
So you drafted Cook and Brown.
I drafted Cook and I drafted Brown. That was with what do they call that draft again? Where you pay, what's that called? Auction draft.
Auction draft. That is definitely a fun format. So standard fantasy draft, you just pick the draft order and you do the snake draft up and down the list. But an auction draft is really fun. You get a set budget. It's play money. It's not real. So you get
that part's hard to explain to people at first because they're like, I gotta spend $100.
No,
really,
you got $100 imaginary dollars.
Yeah.
It's like Monopoly money, and you got to budget your picks. I mean, people just take turns nominating a player for draft, and then everyone they bid on them, and it's like it's straight up auction.
Everybody's got a shot.
And then another thing, alluding to that, with waiver wire, normally normal format waiver wire it's just reverse standings, and that's the priority. But if you do a waiver wire budget, it makes it fair for everybody, and it's more dynamic. I think that helps out a lot. So we'll get into that. I mean, we'll probably have some shows over the summer.
Yeah,
people for Fantasy Football 2026.
We're going to do much better with our preseason
strategies.
hype. We're going to help people win championships next year for sure.
We'll suggest some better league settings, make it more fun and dynamic.
And we reach more people here on TikTok. So I'm excited about helping more people. Doug, thank you again.
Devontae Adams was a
Rams
solid pick this year.
Rams fan. I don't bump into too many Rams fans. Congratulations there, Doug. You guys got a solid team this year. We'll get into our Super Bowl projections here in a second. Brian, let's take a look at receivers real quick as we round this out. Puka went in the top 10 in most picks.
Yeah, Puka definitely first round. Smith and Jigba, that was
you could got him late.
You could have got him late. St. Brown was up there. Pickens, that was a later one. Chase is up there. Olave, that was the stash. I got him like round 8 or 9 or something.
Chris Olave.
Oh my goodness.
Once he got competent quarterback play, he stood out. And then even Nico Collins. That's not a sexy, attractive name where everybody's like, oh, that guy's great. But, for fantasy ball, there he is right there at number 7.
Yeah.
He's
Houston
just
had a
consistent.
down year last year. Kind of trending in the right direction. Maybe they come back next year.
Yeah. So again, and then like Doug said there, Devontae Adams, a wonderful season. Injury for the last couple weeks, but again, with quarterback like Stafford throwing him the ball in that offense, he had some good weeks. So
that week against Seattle, I was like, man, Stafford's not going to do anything. Devontae Adams is out, and Puka goes off for like 200 yards. Stafford throws for 500, but he threw to anyone but Parkinson, right?
Yeah.
Did you see the meme? Like, Matt Stafford would go to the moon or throw to Parkinson.
He went to
the
moon.
He's full spacesuit.
And rounding out the top 10, Cortland Sutton. That's not a name a lot of people know. I mean, your fantasy diehards know him, but I don't think that guy was drafted that high. He was probably drafted up there. But
Denver had a solid offense for most of the year. I think they kind of fizzled out down the stretch, but yeah, that would have got you in the playoffs.
So as we look at the point separation there, though, outside of those top 2, it starts to group together a little bit. Maybe outside of that top 6, then it really thins out. So
Yeah,
I value this position the most in fantasy formats, wide
especially in the
receivers.
PPR league.
Thank you, Brian.
So if you're
Especially
familiar with the
PPR.
fantasy formats, PPR, point per reception, there's a couple different formats. Standard format, it's just yards, touchdowns. It's the only thing that counts. But more fun league is PPR
Yeah,
leagues.
so if you're doing a PPR, receivers, they obviously hold the most value, especially if you get a good one. Uh, I deal with running backs as it goes. I don't want to be stuck with
There
nobodies,
most of them are
but
catching the ball out of the backfield nowadays.
yeah, if you get a running back that catches passes, that's going to take you to a championship too, for sure.
There was a couple of running backs this year that just line up like their receiver.
Yeah, I've seen that a couple times, and that's fun. Again, and then I pay attention to QB and tight end way later. If I can't get the guy I want, then I'm just gonna really wait till later. Uh, and I do a lot of research, so like I'm not just looking at if I'm in an ESPN league. I'm not just reading the ESPN thing 5 minutes before I start the draft. I'm locked and loaded. I'd be locked in on my phone. I've probably got some kind of addiction to that shit, but I stay
Hey, that was one
focused at
thing.
information.
I didn't really do a lot of mock drafts. That's another thing you could do while you're waiting for your league to start up. You can just fire up the app and do a practice draft with the bot and see how things shake out, get you prepared. I didn't really do much of that. I did a little bit this year. Normally, I'm like, I like to go in cold. I don't want to make myself biased or reach for players. So
Right.
that normally had played well for me, but I think doing the show and being more into it, I like to get myself primed for that.
Yeah,
So.
we got to be locked in if we're sitting here with microphones in our face trying to tell other people. And again,
Speaking of telling other people, my biggest blunder of the year, speaking of kind of dual threat positions, there's the Taysom Hill.
yes,
And I took the bait with the 20-some points he had with the touchdown pass. I'm like, man, they got to use him. The running backs are out. And I think they put him out there for like 3 running plays in the first quarter, and it was like on the bench.
yes. Last week that was
Not
tough.
my best moment.
And I think when we do stuff, me and you harp more on what we got wrong than what we got right, because I famously told people to not start Bill in that game, and the guy went off for 20 something points.
I was live plugging him into my lineup there.
So it is what it is. Like I said, when you're doing this, we're gonna get some stuff wrong.
But I think we like to frame it like, here's the logic. This is why we're doing this, not do this because we say. We're trying to
Right.
get the thought process, and that's what's going to help people. They can pick up on that thought process. They're going to be able to do the same things themselves. So.
Right. And me and you are not going to sit here and agree on everything either, because that would be boring. Who's going to watch this show if we're just sitting here high-fiving and having the same opinion? We're different guys. We have different styles, and it took us both to championships this year. So it just goes, there's different ways to do things. However, we're a couple good guys to get your information from. I promise you that. Like I said, we wrapping up this NFL season.
Ooh, sleeper question. We had a question.
Oh, yes, we can help with the question. EJ,
EJ
fire
needs a
away at your
question.
question. We're ready. We're down to help anybody that's got matchup today, as we're just trying to wrap up this season. We'll talk maybe playoffs. Ooh, I like Jalen Wright. I don't know if you got. I can look at some notes for you here, sir.
Let me do a little research in the background.
I like Jalen Wright. I own him in my dynasty league, so we're just gonna go ahead and put that out there. However, I'm not against Estime. But let me see what they got going on today. In some rankings that I have, Wright comes in at number 30. Let me try to find where Mr. Estime is here. Estime comes in at number 23. So you're kind of just gonna go matchup dependent here. I'm taking Wright. However, the Saints got to win that game, so this makes it a little tougher for me. I'm gonna dig deeper here too, because I really want to help this out. Oh, Achan's out. Okay, if Achan is out, I'm right. I'm taking Jalen Wright. I have no more notes than that. I didn't know Achan was out.
Fantasy Championship Week 18. Best of luck to you, EJ.
Yes.
That's tough. We were just touching on that at the beginning of the show. It's like you're playing with real world NFL teams that are, either resting their players for the playoffs, they got nothing to play for, motivation might be lacking, or they got something to prove. Like, man, we didn't have the best year, we want to go out with a bang.
Got to.
And then you next man up, prime opportunity, like, hey, this is what I can do. So
Okay, this is tough. So I've dug into the research. Yeah.
all gas, no brakes.
Estime put up a really nice week last week. Again, I don't know if I'm saying his name right, but But Jalen Wright's gotten more consistent work.
Is Kamara back, or is they shutting him down?
I don't know exactly what's going on there. It looks like he's getting all the work too. And the Saints, if the Saints beat the Falcons, that helps out in
Let's
that
see
division.
here.
Who's going to win that division there?
Kamara's
So
rolled out again for this week.
yeah, so this is a pretty fair question too. Like this one's pretty level. I'm going right just off of with HN out. That guy's going to get the work volume. I don't know if they're going to win that game.
Which offense do you like better, New Orleans or the Dolphins?
Because their matchup is what it is for me.
Okay.
They're both on the road. They're both in. Obviously, these are all division matchups this week. There's a little steam in both of these too because I don't know if the Patriots have the number 1 seed locked up, so they got to win. I'm just gonna stick with intuition. The stats and everything, it's kind of level for me. The stats obviously kind of lean a little more towards Estime, but I like Jalen Wright. I've been a Jalen Wright fan for 2 years. I drafted him in the Closing with Steve Dynasty League. I've released him. I've got him back.
Yeah, so they're Miami against New England and New Orleans against Atlanta.
Yeah. For me, I'm just gonna stick with my toes 10 down, and I'm gonna say Jalen Wright. Good luck to you though, EJ.
Yeah, that's an outdoor game in New England.
Yeah.
Other games in the dome.
I could make a case for these either way, so I'm just gonna pick one and not be political. You can sit here. Go ahead, Brian. Give him an honest answer. As we got time here. We're not close to wrapping up yet.
Let's check the weather here. What's the weather doing?
We love to check what's the weather doing because
Okay.
that does affect games. Not as
Foxborough weather.
much as people think.
Rainy
EJ,
and
thank you for the
cool.
follow too, brother. Appreciate
Let's
that.
see here. Yeah, thanks for the follow. Appreciate the
we're just-
follow. We had a lofty follower goal with 400. We had some amazing traction our first couple shows. We broke through the 150 super fast, and we made it up to 300. 400, that might be a over the summer type of goal.
Not
but-
as many people to help today though. We love to be interactive. Obviously, when these questions fire in, we like to answer.
We got
as
another
many as
guy
we
out
can.
here, championship mode. We'll help you out there too. We got DJ Moore and Jameson Williams just wrapping up the weather. It looks about 26 degrees over in New England. It's
Doug,
not
thank
too
you for the
terrible.
follow too. Appreciate that.
Appreciate the
For
follow.
championship mode there, DJ Moore, JMO Williams.
You got a heart on your head. That was cool.
Thank you for that. I don't understand what that is, but I'm very appreciative.
DJ Moore, Jameson Williams. So
I'm gonna
big
look into
Lions
that.
fan, if you can't tell. Got a lot of Lions fan jerseys on the wall. We're actually in a Metro Detroit basement.
Filming out of South Detroit.
That's right. Man,
You like those pipes, Brian?
yeah, you need to do some karaoke.
Maybe that's what we should turn this show into.
Yeah, so I mean,
who's this other guy? Wait, it was Jamo, and who else? I want to give him a fair.
DJ Moore or Jameson Williams.
Okay, so
The
Jamo
Lions-
comes in at number
oh my
9 on
gosh.
my rankings,
And
and
they're
DJ
going in-
Moore comes in at 25.
They're going in against each other this week. I've been saying it, if the Lions want to win, they got to get the ball to Jameson Williams. They can't just feed it to St. Brown. I think St. Brown's nursing an injury, so he might not be 100% today. J-Mo might be the guy. But
I
DJ
wanna
Moore,
say-
the last 2 out of 3 weeks, he's done solid. But last week he was down. He might be due to be up again. What are you thinking, Mike?
My instinct wants to say Jamo. My brain, though, like with being smart, DJ Moore. I feel like the Bears, they're still playing for something, right? They can win the division or they can win. The Bears are playing for something, right?
Let's see here.
I'm not exactly sure. I should
do
be
the
more versed
research.
in that. I know ball, but
I think the
might-
Bears, they have secured the NFC North. It might be a little playoff matchup.
Yeah. So if the Bears are playing for something,
Let's see.
I
the
could make a
seeding
case
on the
for more.
line. Oh yeah, they're trying to lock in the 2 seed, so they got something to play for.
Doug's absolutely right. The Lions do need a QB. We'll get to that here in a second, though, Doug.
Yeah.
Brian's a little sad about that.
Yeah,
Season didn't go
the
how
Jared
we
Goff
wanted.
chance. We were drinking the Kool-Aid. This year was rough. I mean, his stats are definitely they're still fine. If you look at his stats, he's like in the top with completion percentage, yards, all this stuff.
Mhm.
Like stats look good, but you sit there watching the game, he seems a little.
Yeah.
I don't know. It's
Exactly that.
It's like the stats are good on paper. It's good, but you're watching it and you're like, come on,
Something
what are we
don't
doing?
seem right.
Yeah.
Yeah. So for that reason, he was kind of propped up last year by the team performing well. But as it went into this year, it was like, okay, if the team's not doing as well, then it starts to look like What's this guy's deal?
Yeah, I mean, 2 years ago, that NFC Championship game against San Francisco, I won't pin it on him. We had a couple notable drops from our number 3 receiver there, which is no longer on the team, but, I think we get those, and that game looks a little different, and Lions have their first Super Bowl. Like, you watch that game, halftime, you're like, "Man, the Lions are gonna go to the Super Bowl," and then it was just like,
Yep.
big fart.
Yep.
So
And you don't get shots. So I'm a Bengals fan, and we went to the Super Bowl in 21, and you want to think like, oh, we got a young quarterback, we got young receivers, we're going to be good for years, we're going to win one of these things. We haven't been back since. It's not easy. You got to capitalize on your moments when you get them. And coming from a fan mode too, you got to enjoy every moment while you can. How long was it before you seen your team in the playoffs, Brian?
it
And then
was
let alone get a win.
so I went my entire life without a Detroit Lions playoff win until a couple years ago. And I was at that game against the Rams there. That was huge. Playing against Stafford for the first playoff victory in my entire life. And then the next week we played the Bucks, smacked on them, and then we went to that NFC Championship
Yep.
game over in San Francisco, and then I don't want to talk about that.
Yep. And you got to take it all in. You got to enjoy it because, like you said, the years before that, you didn't see that. As we're thinning out the years after that,
Yeah.
we're not seeing as much of that. So don't sit here and think if you're good one year, oh, okay, I'll just go catch this or enjoy it more next year. You might not have next year.
Burrow
Uh,
to Detroit. I wouldn't be mad at it. So anyway, we went on a little tangent there. So DJ Moore or Jameson Williams, who do you got?
if championship mode, I'm going to go with Jamo. Just final answer.
Okay, I can agree
Jamo,
with that.
Jamo. I don't know. I've been saying that wrong all year
Waymo,
too.
they like Waymo, JMO.
Let's look at that one. Bryce Young. What's the Bailey's real estate there? I want to get
He
to
just
that.
mentioned that Bryce Young was made to look bad from the refs' defense play calling.
Yeah, that was a weird game yesterday, and weather did play a part in that. I wish
I
that
mean,
game
he
could have
did
been
have
without the weather.
he had an abysmal rookie season, and then he came back and he's like doing solid.
Yeah,
So,
shout out
to the
shout out
guy.
to Bryce Young. He's coming along. It's tough being a young quarterback in the NFL. There's obviously a
get back
developmental
up,
problem, but
One
these-
more question. I don't want to get
Yeah.
lost in the
yeah,
fray here, but EJ wants to know if Jacobs is out this week, is Emmanuel Wilson a play? Let's take a look.
yes, I
That
like
is
Wilson.
a play. I think when he stepped
I
in,
mean,
when
what are
Jacobs
we
has been out, he's
comparing
been
him to?
fine. But Jacobs, man, oh my gosh, I had Josh Jacobs in the fantasy championship matchup for our family first and goal league. I got to give the trophy away. I'm very sad about that.
Shout out to John.
Shout out to John with the Revenge of the Nerds team taking home the championship. I just had a bunch of duds, man. Holy
it happens.
crap!
It
I
happens.
had the Drake May Diggs combo go off for like 50 points, but then I have like Jefferson with 7. I kind of feeling better about Jefferson, so I plugged him in. I was on the Taysom Hill drinking the Kool-Aid. Like there were some better options. Even if I would have played Loveland or Shock over in San Francisco, I still would have lost. So I'm not too mad at it, but it was
I think it's
definitely hurt a
time
lot.
to put this Taysom Hill experiment to an end.
Yeah,
For
I had
fantasy,
I had Tet McMillan as well.
ooh,
Yeah, man, it was like these guys that were just getting me there all year. They let me down, but I give the trophy away.
pretty cool trophy.
But anyway, Josh Jacobs, let's check his status.
So I
here.
have Emmanuel Wilson coming in at 32 on the rankings. That Minnesota defense, pretty solid. I know they got shut out a couple times
So
this
a
year,
lot
but
of the
that's a solid defense.
expert rankings, they might not take into account the latest inactivities. So Josh Jacobs is not on the injury report for week 18. He is available, but it's obviously because they're not playing for a whole lot in terms of playoff.
Jacobs don't even show up on my rankings here.
Well, it's because he's kind of been questionable. I think.
I'm not touching it. Championship on the line. I don't
I-
know who this guy's other option
Yeah, I
is.
wouldn't. I
but,
wouldn't gamble either. Green Bay. running
Wilson
back.
is playable, but it depends. Who are you playing him
It's-
over?
The thing is, you don't know. It's like Jacobs was fine last week, did nothing, right?
Right.
And even if he's fine this week, who's to say he could go off for 20, 30 points? But
And
he
they're
could go
locked into their seat. I do know that. They're
right. Yeah,
locked
so that's
into
the
their
thing.
seat.
So they likely will rest Jacobs. Wilson might be the play.
Yeah,
He
he's gonna get
definitely is
work.
the play. He's gonna get work, but yeah, if your championship's on the line, I don't know if I feel that warm and fuzzy about
Yeah,
it.
give me who else you're comparing him to in that scenario.
What else we got going off in the chat?
Yeah, let's get to all the chat stuff. And then, Brian, let's talk MVP and Super Bowl predictions, too, as we wrap up this season. We won't be back until the Super Bowl. We'll put together something for the big game. may not be as exciting as last year's Super Ultra Mega Football Bowl game
Super
special.
ultra mega football game show. Mike tried to eat as many hot dogs as possible. We had a mini hot dog eating contest, and it was eventful. I'll give
It
you that.
was eventful is a good word. I did not perform well. However, after watching the tape multiple times and going through the motions, I know what to do better for the next time. So if we do that again, I'll definitely perform better.
Yeah, I
We
think
may make some adjustments.
the videos from last season are on YouTube. We go by the same handle there, that fantasy show. We were solely YouTube based up until a couple weeks ago, and we found the gold mine that is TikTok. So
TikTok has been great to us. We're very appreciative. Can't wait to see what we can bring to them for the Super Bowl special. We will do something. I don't know what it is. Maybe I'll try to eat again. Like I said, I could do better. And Brian, with my workout lifestyle now, I'm actually eating more than before, which is
you're burning the calories.
strange.
You're burning the calories. It's not the sedentary lifestyle.
Because I was eating pretty good before, but I'm telling you now, I'm eating like 4 or 5 meals a day, and I'm packing this food away, especially the protein. Uh, I don't know if ramming in 10 hot dogs is something that I want to do with my current lifestyle, but we can cheat a day or two here and there.
It's more than a cheat day. It's like
Yeah, that'd be like a cheat week, but in one day.
yes.
But that's cool. You got to live your life too, even if you are on a healthy trip. You still got to have some fun. And we raised almost $200 for a food bank last year.
Yeah, that was pretty good.
That may not sound like a lot of money, but $200 at a food bank, they make that stretch. So we definitely helped out some people in need. That's felt good all year, and I always encourage people to do that. Everybody's got to eat. Everybody deserves food. Even Jesus fed the people. Shout out Jesus. So, any donations that can be made to help out local food banks, I'm all about. So
Fish and loaves right there.
absolutely. And again, like I said, as we nurse this show along, we're not at our best, but we're
doing
moving right
fine.
along.
We're doing fine,
Uh,
Mike. So yeah, NFL playoff picture. Let's see what teams are in. I think the biggest question mark for who will be in or out is on that what's it, NFC South?
The
Uh,
NFC
Tam-
South.
Tampa Bay Bucks and the Carolina Panthers there. I think that hinges on what happens in the Falcons
If
game.
Atlanta loses, the Buccaneers make the playoffs. If Atlanta wins, the Panthers make the playoffs. I believe that's what it is. Chat, correct me if I'm wrong.
Triple tiebreaker.
And then
on.
in the AFC North, where my Bengals play, it comes down to the Steelers and Ravens, and that's a winner take all.
Okay.
Now
That's
those
basically a playoff game.
those are the teams that I dislike the most in the league, just off of friendly rivalries. I'm really not a hater like that. If I have to pick who wins that game, I'd rather the Ravens win that game
Monday
just
Night
because
Football.
I'm against the Steelers for
I
almost
would,
everything.
NFC North man here myself. Not a fan of the Rodgers there.
Yeah. Yeah, I'm not a fan of Rodgers as a person. The football player, he's had a great career, but as a person, just go away already, bro.
Kind of weird.
So yeah, hopefully the Ravens can pull that out. And then if Jackson gets healthy, that team could be dangerous.
Well,
A
look at
healthy
Derrick
Ravens
Henry.
team.
Derrick Henry put the team on his back, just mowed through the Green Bay Packers defense. Oh my goodness.
And the backup performed well. Tyler Huntley, good for him.
Yeah, good job, Huntley.
So the playoffs are wide open, Brian, but let's talk
One
Super
seeds
Bowl
here,
predictions.
One seeds are sitting at Seattle in the NFC and Denver in the AFC. Who else we got out here? Houston, Pittsburgh, LA, Chargers, Jacksonville, Buffalo, New England. NFC you got the Niners, San Francisco, Carolina, the LA Rams. We got both LA teams potentially, or definitely in.
West
Philly,
Coast.
and then Green Bay, Chicago sitting there, NFC North representatives. So, man, this is tough. I mean,
I'm locked in on the NFC. I got my team. I think they're going to the Super Bowl. They could win.
could win.
I like the 49ers,
You like the Niners?
especially with the loss yesterday. I feel like that puts a little more fire under them. I like them. That Seattle team has been very well all year. They definitely showed up. Their defense has been impressive. However, my Super Bowl pick, I'm locked in. I have no one else for that side. I like the 49ers. Brian, what do you
Okay.
think on that side? Let's talk
That
NFC
side,
for a minute.
Let's take a peek. You got some young upcoming teams here with the Panthers. Philly just seems to find a way in the playoffs, but I don't think they can do it this year
They have a
against the
great
Rams.
defense.
The Rams had kind of a dud week last week. I mean, Seattle's just been Seattle, so Green Bay, Chicago. I don't. I mean, with the way Green Bay was dismantled by the Ravens,
Yeah.
I just don't. I don't see one of the NFC North teams making it.
Yeah, I'd roll those guys out too.
This might be a safe bet, but I like Seattle to make it.
That's a good
And
one.
then over on the AFC side, just taking a look here, I kind of like the Patriots. I'm not sold on the Broncos. I think the Broncos could potentially be upset in their second round matchup.
We
with
agree
whoever they get with.
100% on not being sold on the Broncos.
I'm not
I don't know
sold on
why.
the Broncos.
All
I
year,
mean,
I'm not impressed.
I mean, the first half of the year was fine, but down the stretch, it's just like it didn't look like they had it fully together. So
Just from the eye test, watching the games, when I'm watching them, they don't look like an of number one seed team. They don't look like a championship team. I'm not saying they can't win, but I'm not impressed. I'm not seeing what looks like good football.
a lot of young quarterbacks over there in the AFC. You got Drake May, C.J. Stroud, Trevor Lawrence, Bo Nix, all those guys. Like
Yeah.
Bo Nix is the old young guy, right?
Yeah. And we kind of agree a little bit there because I like the Patriots too. They feel more complete. I like their running situation, but here's what takes them for me is the coaching. I feel like Mike Vrabel's one of the best coaches in the league. I've been on that train
Have
for
you
a few
seen
years.
what the Tennessee Titans fumbled?
Yeah. Oh my God.
Fumbled Derrick Henry, Mike Vrabel,
AJ Brown.
AJ Brown, and which quarterback?
Unbelievable. I don't even remember. This is Malik Willis.
Oh yeah.
Just
Holy moly.
like I said, I think Mike Vrabel's one of the best coaches in the league. So if they're gonna end up with the bye, I think they still have a shot at the bye. I could be wrong.
Maybe the Titans should move to Kentucky.
That's not
They
a
love
bad
a pro
idea.
team.
They're actually getting a new stadium too. It's like, oh, your team sucks. Here's a brand new stadium. Anyway,
You gotta be happy for something down there. So
I could be sold on New England and San Francisco.
okay.
I could be wrong about. I'm locked in on the San Francisco. I feel like I don't need any other convincing, but the other side, it's a little more wide open for me.
I could see San Francisco. Yeah, I think Seattle will be the test there.
Seattle's defense was just phenomenal yesterday, though. Wow.
Most of the year they've been it. So
Yeah, but outside of that Rams game, that defense has looked great all year. They gave up 30 something to Stafford and the Rams, but
chat. What's the chat think? Who does the chat think is gonna make the Super Bowl? I think we had a couple.
yeah, what do
mentions
either
out
of you
here.
pick? What do we got? Like 3 viewers, 5 viewers?
Hey, we got 12 viewers.
Hey, let's go.
Hey.
12. Again, this is a wrap it up week, kind of just going through the motions. We're not really able to help too many people with their fantasy decisions.
We helped a couple
so,
people, I think. So
I hope
that's
that
good.
EJ guy wins in championship mode. Good luck to those guys.
Championship mode.
Yeah, it's fun to win a championship.
Ooh, we got a
Seahawks and Bills. I could
Okay.
see the Bills.
You
I could
I
see
mean,
that.
if Josh Allen, he had a couple weird weeks.
They're
They-
good.
They're good. Yeah.
I said they get caught up. They have
Yeah.
some lulls. I could see them losing in week 1
it's
of the
typical
playoffs
though.
too.
They kind of they hit some speed bumps
That's a good
year
one.
after year.
I feel
but,
like they're the most experienced team in the AFC that'll be in the playoff picture too. So they'll be
that's
battle
true.
tested.
Yeah, don't
They might
sleep
be
on the
right there,
Bills.
American Eagle. You could be onto that one. Seahawks isn't a wrong answer either. I don't think that's wrong. Like I said, I'm just on the 49ers. But
Teams that have no chance. Let's go with that. I'm gonna say the Chargers. I
I'll
don't
say
like the Chargers.
Panthers, if they make it, zero chance. Bucks, if they make it, the Bucks, they could beat somebody, but they're not going to win the Super Bowl.
Mhm.
I'm ruling out the NFC North just like you. I don't think either of those teams will win.
Just based on the outside the division matchups,
Yeah.
they're just getting murdered by other teams. Like
Yeah.
it doesn't look good.
It's tough to take them. The Rams, the Seahawks, the 49ers in the NFC, I feel like that's the cream
NFC
of the crop.
South is cooked.
Even the Eagles. Rams, Seahawks, Eagles, 49ers. That's the best in the NFC. AFC,
Eagles, I just can't trust. It's just
Patriots, Bills, AFC. I don't really like anyone else.
I like
that.
the Rams to win a playoff game. I don't think they go far.
How about Stafford, though? If he got a second ring, whew,
That would hurt.
that'd be good for him. What
Not
else you
for
got, Brian?
what else I got?
Yeah, what else we got for today? We're
Um,
just rolling through the
we're just
motions
rolling
here.
through. I mean, we're here. We're talking.
MVP talk. For me, it's got to be Drake May. Now we went on this earlier in the season.
Drake
It could be
May.
Stafford, but
I think Stafford kind of fumbled it.
yeah,
Would he have like 3 interceptions or
yeah.
something?
I think it was 2
man.
interceptions last week. Maybe it was 3. I don't know. But the way May
Like
looked,
6-7.
yeah, the way May looked the last couple weeks and taking his team to the record he has, I'm on him. That's my vote. If I got to vote today, I'm gonna vote Drake May. Good for him too.
Yeah, I mean, I think I liked Drake May in that draft class to be the best. It took a little bit to get going. I
Yeah.
wish I would have honed in on him in the
Yeah.
Dynasty League because he's going to be good for a long time. I could feel it.
Yeah, good for him. Yeah. So other than that, man, that's about all I got for today, Brian. I don't have much else to offer. If no one's asking questions, if you're in a Week 18 league, congratulations. Hopefully you win. Most leagues wrapped up last week. We just kind of wanted to do a recap. I guess we never got to hear back from that guy that was in a $10,000 league.
Yeah, that's a lot. A lot on the line there.
I was really hoping that guy won. I wanted to see the good news. Let's see what American Eagle's saying right there. What you got? Rams need
Okay.
a win today.
They need that win.
Oh yeah, the Rams don't want to go to Philly. You don't want to see that. That Eagles defense is just ridiculous.
Some of those Eagles fans, they can get
Oh, yeah.
vicious out there.
Yeah, I do not want to
Holy
see
man.
any games in Philly. What's up with those dudes?
What's up with those dudes? It's like going to the shoe.
I feel like Philly would be worse than the
Yeah,
shoe, but
probably.
also the shoe. What's up with like if you're gonna take your sports fandom to where you got to physically fight somebody, you've got a problem.
Yeah.
Like you should only be physically fighting somebody in absolute moments of disrespect or
Just-
self-defense,
it's like
not
life-
just for
life
team
or death.
support.
Yeah, not that.
Yeah,
Don't
like
be
if I
doing that.
want to walk into your stadium wearing the other team's jersey, I should be fine unless I'm like in your face yelling. Like
Yeah. you
so
should-
any teams or cities that have that, y'all are just weird.
Oh,
That's
we helped
weird
Sam
energy.
win their league.
Sam, let's go.
Yeah.
Hey, that's exciting. Yo,
That's what we
appreciate
want to
you.
hear.
Like I said, that's what we started this for. We want to help people. We're
Yeah.
pretty good at what we do,
It's
but
fun to talk about.
yeah,
It feels better helping
hey,
people though.
Congratulations, man. That is
Congrats,
great.
Sam.
American Eagle, thank you
Thanks
for
for
that
the
follow, too.
follow.
We're just trying to grow our brand. Like I said, we've only been 4 or 5 weeks here on TikTok.
Yeah, we appreciate you, Sam.
Yeah, Sam, we appreciate you much more. Thank you for that. Again, we know some stuff. We go over stats like you wouldn't believe. I consider us both smart. You're not really supposed to call yourself smart, but I'll call you smart. You can call
Oh,
me smart.
thanks.
I
I went to college.
but like I said, we know some things, and like I said, I'm mostly applying it just for fantasy purposes. Again,
Yeah.
I've seen a lot of things. As I just wrapped up year 20 of my fantasy football experience with my 5th championship.
Oh,
So
yeah.
give me 5 of them right here.
5 championships. I had 3 shots this year. I was in 3 playoffs, 2 championships. Came home with 1.
Nice.
Came home with 1. So
And
it feels
what does
good.
that bring you got 2 championships now
2
on your belt?
Yeah, 2 in.
Like I said, it
2 in
ain't
4 years.
easy.
2 in 3 years. 2 in the last 3 years. So that's pretty good.
And I haven't won since 2021. So
I had a lot of runner-up experiences before that, and those hurt.
Yeah.
But
Again,
finally, I broke the seal, and I think there's no looking back. So
yeah. Once you get one, you want another one. You want to do what it takes to get them. And this Dynasty League, I really wanted to win that. I mean, I'm commissioner. You kind of helped me out with that a little bit too. Appreciate
I'll
that.
call myself Coke.
Yeah, we can do that for sure. I might need some help with this payouts after we're done here. But like I said, there's a lot of talent in that league. Those guys are smart as well. They know a lot of stuff. They have a lot of experience. A dynasty is a little harder to operate. It takes a little more skill. There's still luck involved.
There's a lot of different dynamics you can do in the fantasy football world. I mean, you get your toes wet in the redraft league, PPR format. You're just playing with your friends,
Somebody's
just
grandma.
for fun. Sometimes it's higher stakes, but there are a lot of different settings you can play with to make it fun. I mean, you could do kind of more expert level things like Dynasty, where you keep all your team or a couple players in a keeper league. What else? I mean, we touched on the waiver wire. You could do waivers with a budget. You can draft. Auction draft is really fun. If you haven't done an auction draft, definitely look into that. Suggest it to your friends.
Yeah, if you're itching for something like than the typical redraft league, there's something better out there. Getting into the auction league, it sounds scary if you don't know how to do it, but it's actually pretty simple.
And
The
it's much
easiest thing
faster
is
than a normal draft too. It
you
goes
get a
quick.
shot at everybody. In a
Yeah.
redraft league, you don't get a shot at people. You pick number 10, you're not getting McCaffrey. I'm not saying McCaffrey's number 1 next year, but you weren't
It'll
getting
be up there.
McCaffrey this year at number 10. So it's just it gives everybody a shot.
Some
It
people
just
were getting
depends on what you
McCaffrey
do.
at 10 this year.
Yeah, that is kind of crazy. With especially with how he performed this year. But again, so in a dynasty league is much more expert level. So I maybe recommend that to some people
Yeah,
that are
if you
just
want
tired of
to,
redraft
yeah, if you
leagues.
want to get more serious with it, there's a lot of options out there. And then if you just want to be fun, you could do something silly like I've seen a league where if a quarterback gets a tackle, it's worth like 50 points or something crazy. You can make insane settings. You could do like a punter league where it's like punter yards, it's or punting yards is
I got one for you.
big points.
John Gentile from the Closing with Steve Dynasty League, Scranton Strangler owner, he sent me a video where it's kind of like reverse fantasy. You're trying to get the least amount of points every
Oh.
week against your opponent. But the trick is you have to set a lineup with people that are actually playing. It can't just be inactives. You can't just set. So you're trying to set your roster with like third stringers, and you're trying. The goal is to have the lowest score at the end of the week.
That's interesting.
That sounds fun. I kind of want in.
It's probably more difficult than you realize.
I don't know exactly how to set that up, but
What,
yeah,
what kicker do you choose? Like how many rostered kickers are on an NFL team?
We're gonna look into that, Brian. I might
interesting.
set something like that up because honestly, that just sounds kind of fun. When you've been playing
if
as
you just
long
want
as
to do
we
something
have,
silly, like you don't have to think about it much. You're just like, all right, we'll roll with this.
yeah, because we're about tired of the same old regular.
That's why I like doing a couple different types of leagues. Like you redraft to keep it fresh. The dynasty one, you get the long-term commitment, and then throw another one or two in there. That's always fun.
Dynasty is getting interesting. We're gonna go to year 4 next year, and now it's gonna be separation. These ain't the teams you drafted. So
no, I think some of my guys are falling off, like the talent level. We have the California Wildfire. He just sold his whole team. He's loaded up on picks, so hopefully it's a good draft class for him.
I'm actually going to try to trade for one of his picks.
Yeah, I have one pick again. I have been trading my picks for players, and it's worked out well for me. But I think I really need a quarterback.
I'm trying to move into that top 3. I'm gonna try that really hard.
My running back room was so solid, and I think it's kind of questionable. So I need some help at running back and quarterback next year.
Let's jump into one last thing, or I don't know what else we're gonna talk about.
Oh, someone sent TikTok Universe to someone else.
Oh, that sounds good.
That's crazy.
I don't know what that thing is. So another segment we do on the show, we like to do with my daughter Brian's niece, Ella's Pick 6 segment. She just picks a winner randomly from 6 games. And we pit her up against a coin this year. Last year she went 50 and 50, so they were like, "Oh, it's almost like a coin flip." Yeah. Let's see what the coin flip does. Brian, I have the results in here. It's kind of interesting.
Let's hear the results. So Ella's Pick 6 segment. If you've caught us before, you've seen those.
I don't know the exact math from this, how many they've played here. I think it's 72 games they've picked from.
Okay.
Miss Ella, under 500 this year. Not as good as last year.
Okay.
27 wins, 45 losses.
Ooh, that's rough.
Not too good. However,
like
we
30-some%.
We pit her against the coin, and this is what's shocking. The coin went 36 and 36.
The coin did
a literal coin flip.
The coin did the coin thing. I told you, man.
So freaking A.
That's statistics.
Cowboys or Giants today, Sam. Let's see what we got.
Cowboys or Giants. Let's take a peek.
Neither are playing for anything. This one is just a pick 'em. Who's better? The Cowboys.
Well, yeah, Cowboys. Give me the Cowboys. They're just gonna do.
I'm taking the Cowboys.
They're gonna be like, we're still good, but we're not in the playoffs. So
I don't think the Giants want to win. If they win, aren't they going to be like a 3, 4, or 5?
I saw that follow. Appreciate you.
Thank you for that.
Yeah,
give me the Cowboys. Yeah. Giants don't want to mess up their draft spot.
The Cowboys
anymore.
are just gonna make their fans mad. Like, yeah, we're good, but we didn't make the playoffs. That's what's gonna happen.
Yeah, I'll take the Cowboys there. That's no problem for me. What else you got, Brian? How you feel?
I don't know. Lions going to Soldier Field. I don't think we get much more Soldier Field. They got the new one coming outside of town. They're looking at Gary, Indiana.
Yeah, the Bears are going to be moving soon.
There's a notable assembly plant there.
It's insane that teams move. There's a couple new stadiums coming in the league, though.
What do we think Gentry's going to do? Yeah, Gentry, that was a tough one. He was definitely a consensus first-round draft pick in most redraft leagues. He was looking like the rookie this year. He had a couple 30-point games, and the rest of them were pretty vanilla. But that's just the offense's fault. I think the tough, bad coaching out there.
He's ranked fairly high today
I
in
mean,
consensus
they're
rankings that we
playing
look at.
home against Kansas City.
I'm going to say he's just going to go nuts today,
Nuts.
just because everybody all year was up and down. They've locked in basically their number one seed. I don't know if that's 100%. I don't know. I think he does well today.
Did he get the number one
Are we
draft pick?
comparing him to somebody? Is there someone else we're starting above him, Mr. Sean? Mendoza to the Raiders, I absolutely do agree with that. And that's going to be good for them. Number one, that is an outstanding young man. We talk about on this show a lot. We like good people over bad people. Mendoza seems like a good person, and I'm a Buckeye fan, and that guy beat my team. But I mean, he's a good kid. How could you not like this kid when you see him give an interview? So good luck for the Raiders if they're actually going to get that kid. That bodes well for Brock Bowers. Having a passing threat, that bodes well for Genty. So
Hoosiers. What do you think? Who wins the college football playoff?
I'm pulling for Indiana.
Yeah,
I'm rolling with them.
people were dogging them. Look what they did to Alabama.
They beat me, and that's an outstanding young man. So good for him. Harvey, we're going Harvey. Sean is going Harvey or Genty. That is actually a pretty fair matchup. Harvey comes in at 8 in consensus rankings that we look at. Genty comes in at 13. This is a little tougher for me. If this is a decision that you have to make,
Let
and
me
obviously this is for a
see.
championship.
Let me just do a little digging here.
If you have to ask me who I'm starting,
Let me see. Harvey or Genty? Are we PPR format? Probably.
likely PPR format.
Likely
Yes,
PPR.
this is very tough, Sean. I want to
RJ
try to give you a
Harvey.
fair answer too. I don't want to sit here and
It's
And-
like so you want to start Genty just because you had all the faith on him all year. He's hit or miss. I think he's a home run option.
like my first thought wants to be Harvey.
I think Harvey is the safest bet.
Yeah, that's a good way to
I
put it.
think if
Harvey
I was
is
in that
safe.
position, I would stick with Harvey. Harvey's been more consistent as of late, putting up mid-teen numbers most of the last 5 games.
Genty's
Genty had the 130-point game. The rest were kind of duds. So
Yeah,
it's like I think Genty's a home run option. I mean, the matchup's okay against Kansas City. They're just I don't know. Kansas City's just looking completely toast.
I'll stick with Harvey. As we'll get to Ben Jarvis' question there too. Congratulations on being in the chip.
Congratulations. It's tough out there if you're in a Week 18 championship. You got a lot to navigate
It's
with
hard to get to a
the
chip.
real world NFL playoff implications. We got draft picks on the line. Just making it. Round of applause. Let's get the round of applause going. Luther Burden. I like that. Luther Burden the third,
Yeah,
I think.
he sounds like he should be singing R&B songs about heartbreak, but and then Parker Washington, I'm a huge fan of him.
Luther.
Picked him up in our dynasty league. I am going to say in that scenario, Washington. They come fairly similar in the rankings. Burden comes in at number 17 in consensus rankings. Parker Washington comes in at number 22. There's not that much
Luther
separation there.
Burden. I don't know.
The last couple weeks they have looked good. I do
I
agree
mean,
with
Burden
that.
is like that's another trendy one.
Yeah.
Washington might be more consistent. Let's see.
I feel like Washington's been getting more targets and catches, and I like his matchup better today.
The last couple, Parker Washington had 10 targets the last 2 weeks, but before that he had 3, 3, 7, 2, 7, 9, 10. So, I mean,
I'm gonna stand on Parker Washington. What do you think? Are you gonna lean Burden there?
I just don't like
that Lions secondary is kind of trash.
they're cooked, but I don't know. It's either Burden or DJ Moore. Burden really hasn't done anything this year aside from last week.
He looked good last week, though.
Yeah, so it's like 8 catches on 9 targets for 138 yards and a touchdown. That's good. You can't really.
I'll stick with Washington. I
I
feel like
think
Washington's safer. I'm
I
going
do
for
too.
a chip.
the
And
Titans.
like I said, he
they're
gets
going
a
against the
lot of
Titans.
targets. I like the matchup. Yeah,
You got a lot of targets the last 2 weeks. It's not consistent.
I'm confident in that. We'll get to prop
I think I would.
comment
I
there,
would go with
too.
Washington as well.
Prop kick. Thank you for that comment.
Most disappointing. Oh, that's Chef Tony Rigamatoni. That's the other league commissioner that I'm in.
I want to help him out.
Most disappointing team this year.
Also for Dylan, Tyler, be more specific. Get a Tyler jersey for that background. Tyler who?
Tyler Shock.
Oh, okay. I see it right there. Should I get a Shuck jersey? We may be a little. I need to see a little more before I spend some of my
Me,
American-made dollars on a
American.
Tyler Shuck jersey. Uh, Again, most of this is my collection. Some of it's Brian's. I do like to wear these. They're not always on the wall. And I like to wear guys that I like or good people.
What about Bobby Boucher?
I that jersey gets the most comments out of every jersey I own. Everywhere I go, people always come up to me when I'm in that jersey. That is a classic jersey.
High quality H2O.
Uh, water would be nice. Who's the most disappointing team of the year, Brian? I've seen
Most
that question.
disappointing? I mean, I'm sure Cowboys fans are crying, but the rest of the country loves it.
So I take out injuries from disappointing.
The freaking Raiders, though, look at they just like fumble these good players. They got Brock Bowers and Genty. I mean, Geno Smith was fine when he was in Seattle.
Right.
So it's just like I don't know what's wrong with the team. It's like Pete Carroll's just old as ever and doesn't know what he's doing, or it's like the whole line stinks. Defense is like I don't know. And then there was the whole the Suggs thing a few years ago, looking like the team's gonna be great. You know, Derek Carr, and he's off in retirement now. Like the
Absolutely.
Devontae Adams thing they messed up. Like it's tough to be a Raiders fan.
I'll tell you
but-
where it goes to me. I kind of think the Cardinals. So I don't think they had like really high expectations, but I think they thought they would do way better than they have. I mean, Murray didn't get injured
Kyler
until
Murray.
late,
People
but
were like touting him for quarterback. I drafted him in a couple leagues, and
me as well. I feel like they should have been better than they were.
James Conner, the whole that thing.
They had talent. They had a good
Harrison
draft.
Jr. I mean, who's the new guy? Michael
Wilson.
Michael Wilson. He's
They're
looking
deep
good.
at running back. They have the best tight end in the league, obviously.
I mean, I think Bowers is still the best talent wise.
Right.
It's just they don't know what they're doing.
Sam, I could see you with the Ravens there too. Like I said, that's a little bit injury. They were trash with Lamar at the beginning of the year, but they caught some steam.
Hey, they're still
They should have been better.
yeah.
That's a good one. This question is really kind of subjective anyway. I mean, you could sit here and we could make a case for 4 or
Yeah.
5 people on there.
Let's catch these questions out here.
Yeah, let's get to as many as we can.
So,
Sutton,
who to
CD.
start tight end? Mark Andrews, Pat Fryermuth, or Brenton Strange? I mean, I've been pushing on Strange all year. I like Strange
Same.
just from reading the names and not looking deeper into it. I mean, Fryermuth, you got John Smith over there with the Steelers. So there's a couple options. Andrews isn't always the top option. You got Isaiah Likely.
So I'm ruling out Fryermuth. He looked good, but that was kind of like garbage time luck catches last week. So for that reason, I can't start him with my championship on the line. Andrews is more of that comfortable name.
Yeah, he's comfortable name, but I think he needs a touchdown to be relevant. I think Strange probably gets the most targets.
I'm
out
gonna
of
go
those
with
dudes.
Strange.
Fryermuth's been on the rise, but yeah, I would put my money on Strange.
I would go with Strange as well. I will agree with you 100%. I don't even have any conviction in that. Again, people fighting for a championship this week. Good luck. It's really, really strange to be in a Week 18 championship.
Hey, see what you did there.
Yeah, I'm pretty good with the wordplay. But Week 18 championships, they happen, and take advantage of it. Maybe if you got this far, you're both dealing with the same thing, you and your opponent. They have to worry about people getting benched too. So I guess in that sense, it's kind of fair. It just depends on which guys you each own.
Trading Lamar, I'd be interested to see what
I
he does
could
at a
see
different
that.
team.
I've seen that rumor too. Trading Lamar and getting a new coach, changing the style of the team. They've typically been a rushing attack type team.
Wherever Lamar goes, it'll be a definite like big shift in the offense.
Yeah, that's going to be huge news. The
Um,
NFL changes a lot each year, as we see literally every single year. You could be in the playoffs one year, you could be a bottom tier team the next year, and vice versa. So
Back to Ben Jarvis's question. He has
Yeah.
Sutton and CD, but he's afraid they'll sit in the second half.
I'm okay with
Um,
Sutton.
I feel like. You think they'd sit?
Well,
CD?
no, I
They're
feel
not
like
playing for
CD's
anything.
going to play the whole game
Yeah, they
too,
don't
though. I
really
don't feel
have
like
much going on for them. Sutton maybe. I still feel comfortable.
Yeah,
throwing
I'm
them out
comfortable
there.
with both. I'm not really against them. A lot of these guys too, the non-playoff teams, it's their last game of the season. They want to
Yeah.
have fun. They play for pride. These guys are men. They go out there. They're not trying to get embarrassed or nothing. I guarantee you, there's a few people that are checked out and ready for their vacations, but
Yeah.
there's some guys that are trying to soak in every last moment of this season.
Yeah,
So,
'cause, I mean, you never know what could happen in the off season.
yeah,
There's unexpected trades. Might be the last time playing with their group of guys. And
yeah.
hey, shout out to our viewers. Viewership's going up. Give a round of
Thank you,
applause
thank
to the
you.
viewers. Thanks for joining us. We tacked on a couple extra followers today. We're pretty good.
Like I said,
we're doing
didn't
what we do.
expect much for today.
Yeah, there's not much going on in the
not
fantasy
many people
world.
we
Week
can help.
18. If you're in a Week 18 championship, obviously you have a lot of extra hurdles. Just in terms
Yeah.
of NFL teams
Yeah.
not doing what they need to do this week.
Yeah.
Sit some players for the playoffs.
Maybe
might not
try
be
to
playing for
convince your
much.
commissioner for next year to wrap it up week 17 like
Yeah,
the
week
rest of the fantasy
17
world.
is perfect. 3-week playoff. You got the 3 weeks without buys. It's not the last week of the season. It's ideal for fantasy purposes.
It's genius. And then you get to relax this week. You can actually watch football, and
Get back
it
to just
doesn't
being a
matter
fan.
for me today. Whatever happens, whoever scores, I'm not as locked in as I needed to win my championship last week. And I was kind of nervous watching some of these games. I built an early lead, but I was still not comfortable.
And
Now this week, I can
Allie,
just
my
watch.
wife's team, she had Puka Nakua in the semis with the 40-some points. Thought it was in the bag, and then ended up dropping the L to John's Revenge of the Nerd team. And we got to give the trophy to him. It hurts, but congrats, John.
So anyway, what
His
do we
second
got,
year
Brian?
in fantasy, he's got a championship.
That is good for John. Again, I love hearing stories of new people to fantasy, number one, but then doing
Allie, I'm
well.
sorry.
Oh my God! So
This trophy
yes.
should say tortured coaches department for the last 2 years, but instead we got Moo Moo's Menacing Monster and Revenge of the Nerds.
yes, the trophy will not be staying home.
It hurts.
Again, it's been a fun NFL fantasy football season. Again, we're very appreciative of any support that we've got, as we have a lot of our family that obviously helps us out with the views and sharing and this and that. So it
Fantasy
starts
football MVPs this year. What do you say? CMC?
McCaffrey and James Cook for running backs, not just
Drake
because I
May,
own
the
them.
quarterback, I would say.
I would say Drake May, quarterback. Even Josh Allen, I would still put him
was
there.
just he kind of blew it in the playoffs for you, though.
Not exciting, but he performed well. Bijan, that absolute fantasy guy right there.
I think Jonathan Taylor was the stud of the first half of the year. And then
fizzled out a little, but
CMC brought you through in the playoffs.
Receiver Puka, obviously, got to be Puka, top receiver for this. Hold on, John V. Shameless. Sorry about Puka. Oh, yep. That's how it goes, you know. You could be injured one year, and the next year you're good. That's another thing that drops people's draft value. If a guy was injured the year before, don't be afraid to pick him up.
I
the next
love
year.
picking up guys that are down the list just because of the last year performance.
Yeah.
I love a good bounce back,
Yeah.
and I definitely bank on that a lot.
And again, Bijan Robinson, he's probably the number one running back for next year.
Yeah, I
if
think
we're being
so.
honest.
If we're honest, because I mean, you're always going to be worried about the injuries with McCaffrey. Jonathan Taylor, he's getting older. He's still a workhorse over there, but you wonder if an injury is imminent. I'm sure there'll be a couple new guys coming out, rookies.
Yeah.
I
I'm
gotta
weary
brush
of the
up on the
dinosaurs
rookies.
at that position at running backs.
I like picking them up for value if they're way late. Like, I love Derrick Henry as a pick still. Just to stash a guy. Gibbs, number one.
Nolan, I don't disagree.
I don't. Yeah, they.
can
The
make a
Lions
case
have
for that.
been giving Gibbs the work, but I mean, they win the games when they split it more with Montgomery, and they get Montgomery going. So that's what worries me.
Outstanding talent. Jahmyr
Yeah,
Gibbs.
Pacheco too. I definitely felt highly of Pacheco. I've held on to him for a few years in Dynasty. I finally let him go. Yeah, Hunt was like the goal line touchdown dude. Like, he was just good for a goal line touchdown every week. Didn't do much else. And Pacheco was just, I don't know. I don't like the Kansas City running backs going to next year. Let's see who else they pick up in the offseason. R.J. Harvey, J.K. Dobbins. Yeah, J.K. Dobbins was looking good at the beginning of the year, but he fizzled out. Harvey kind of took the workload.
I like that backfield, though.
You went
Congratulations.
against Gibbs, James Cook, and Smith and Jigba. Yeah, they all had tough, man. That's true.
Wow.
They would have been so confident going into that, and then
Wow,
you watch the
Sam.
Christmas Day game. Lions are just looking awful.
Yeah, Rose Sports Cards. I'll give you a follow. Are
Yeah,
you
we'll get you a
following us?
follow.
Yeah, you following us. I actually do try to follow every person back that follows us. So yes, we can follow you. You follow us, we'll follow you. We just became friends.
Hey,
Uh,
Nolan
and like I
Sharp
said,
here. Thanks for the
like we
follow.
don't think we are better than anybody. We are in this conversation with people just like you, our viewers, whatever. We need help just as much
Yeah,
as
I just hit you with a follow there, Rose Sports
thank you.
Cards.
Yeah, Brian, if you got that
Yeah,
on your
they got
screen,
107 followers. They're following 16. Yeah, I'd
I
like to.
usually check this after the fact. Nolan, okay, we will tell you our teams. Brian's obviously local Detroiter, born and raised.
We're actually in a Metro Detroit basement, but yeah, I've been through it all with the Detroit Lions. Most of the bad years. 0-16, lived that one. We finally got the first playoff win in my entire life here. 32 years of existence in this world. That felt good a couple years ago.
Absolutely. And I am a Bengals fan, Mr. Nolan. Joe Burrow is my goat. Not the actual goat. I understand real stats and
I like
stuff,
a Brady goat, little
but
Michigan man here.
I am a huge Bengals fan. However, I am from Cleveland as I'm repping my Mark Price jersey. Shout out to Mark Price. He's my Cleveland goat, taking aside LeBron James. I know what LeBron James is. That's fine. But Mark Price, he's the people's champ in Cleveland. I wanted to wear this today specifically for that. I'm Cleveland diehard, everything except the Browns. I don't
I think
like
you got
the
an Ohio
Browns.
tattoo on your arm, don't
I am Ohio'd out right here.
you? No
Uh,
Michigan tattoos on me. Maybe
Not yet, but I've thought about adding it.
Yeah?
This week coming up, Brian, marks 15 years since I've moved to Michigan.
Wow.
This
You're,
week coming up.
you're getting to that half and half of your life.
It's a third of my life
Yeah.
on the point. And I was just with my family last week and we were talking about this, and it's crazy. It feels like time is flying, but also when you look at it, it feels like this is taking forever. However, again, I'm Cleveland everything, but Detroit is my home too, so this is also my hometown. I support most of the local Detroit things, except there's two teams I'm not touching. Uh, I don't like the Red Wings. I'm just never changing that. I do go to the games.
Okay. That was our pride and joy here growing up.
Yeah.
Red Wings 97, 98 back to back. They got the 2001 championship, 2008.
And I always thought this was a cool city, Hockey Town. I've been a huge hockey fan my
Hey,
whole life.
Hockey Town.
And I always thought, okay, it must be really cool to live in Detroit. It's Hockey Town. And now I know this feeling. However, for the reason they've been an enemy to my team, so I just don't root for them. And then I don't root for blue.
Who's your hockey team? Columbus Blue Jackets?
I like the New York Rangers
Okay.
as my hockey team. Cleveland doesn't have a hockey
Yeah,
team.
you got the Columbus. That's kind of like weird. Columbus
is.
is only really
And I
pro
was a
sport team.
Rangers fan before Columbus got their team.
Yeah.
Or I would be a Columbus fan.
Okay.
Because I'm still Ohio all day. But by the time Columbus got their
No
team,
Pittsburgh Penguins.
I do not know Pittsburgh. No
it's
Pittsburgh.
Too close to the Steelers. I
Yeah,
think.
exactly. However, shout out to Pittsburgh, beautiful city.
Ooh,
I
go
cannot
Stars.
speak
Dallas,
enough.
Dallas Stars, right?
Fun fact about the Dallas Stars: that franchise used to be in Cleveland.
Shout
Sam.
out to Brett Hall. He was my favorite Red Wing growing up. Brett Hall, he got a stick here in Detroit, and we know he got a start.
I wonder if
Dallas.
Sam knew that the Stars were originally a Cleveland franchise, the Cleveland Barons. Then the Cleveland Barons moved to Minnesota and became the Minnesota North Stars. And the
North
Minnesota
Stars?
North Stars are the team that eventually
Wow.
moved to Dallas and became the Dallas Stars. Brian,
Some
I could do
history.
a whole hockey show too here.
Yeah.
I love my hockey. I stick to that. But the Rangers are my team. We've been up and down. They've only won one championship in my life, and that was the first year I started rooting for them.
That's cool.
And they win a cup, and I'm thinking, oh yeah, I'm gonna love this team forever. They're gonna be so good.
The Red
Nope.
Wings have definitely been the most lucrative in terms of championships in the Detroit area for my life. I mean, 4 of
Absolutely.
them. That's pretty good. Tigers had their chance a few times and blew it. We got to see the Detroit Bad Boys. Or no, going to work Pistons. The Bad Boys was before my time. They went back to back. Yeah, I got that.
I don't mind the Pistons.
That 2004 Pistons.
They used to be rivals.
Shout out to Ben Wallace, best undrafted
Ballin'
player
Ben.
of all time.
I do love me a good Ben Wallace.
Tigers could be good, Nolan.
Oh, so the Tigers, Nolan. So I'm Cleveland everything, and the Guardians, that's my first love, that team. That's the team I support the most with everything I have. However, I love the Tigers. I go to a lot of Tigers games. I have fun there. The Tigers front office has even been great to me as I've bought group tickets a bunch of times. I'm always in communication with these guys twice a year. When it shows up on the caller ID, Detroit Tigers front office, That is a fun thing to look at here. Now I know they just want to know if I'm buying tickets for the coming year, but I've been on the field at Comerica with my daughter.
I
I
ran the bases as a kid.
Yeah, go Tigers.
Shout out to Tiger Stadium. And that was a storied stadium that had been there for a long time. That
Retro.
went
I
through a
wish I
few.
could have seen that.
Yeah,
I'm a
I vaguely
huge.
remember. I was very young when they moved to Comerica, but I do remember being in Tiger Stadium once or twice. I
I'm a
got a foam
huge
figure
baseball guy
somewhere
too.
from Tiger Stadium. It's
Uh,
around. We'll have to bust it out next
Me and
year.
Jamie are actually on a mission to visit all 30 baseball stadiums. Now it's obviously an expensive task. We
Yeah.
have 4 stadiums under our belt.
I
Uh,
think I've been to 4 as well. We went to the Angels out in L.A. Allie and I. I've been to Milwaukee. Oh, I've been to Wrigley. I've been to Progressive, and then obviously Comerica. So that's 5.
I'm hoping to check off Wrigley this year.
I had a chance at a couple more. I didn't get to go. I could have went to the Kansas City game when I was out there, and I didn't.
Well, maybe along our journey here, maybe you'll end up in one of these cities with us. It's easier to take trips with
Been in a couple football
family.
stadiums. I was to Cleveland for SummerSlam WWE last year.
Dun, dun, dun.
Ford
Yeah,
Field.
yeah, we've been around
Been around town.
for sure.
Walked outside of a few. The Houston one's funny. Where the Houston Astros play, it looks like it's just like a warehouse. You walk by and there's like a baseball stadium in there.
And you just go right in. I can't
like,
wait to
weird.
get to that stadium. Again, obviously, that's a more expensive hobby to have. What do you say, Brian? As we wrap this up, I'm going to head to church today before I go to the gym.
Shout out to Jesus.
Yeah, I definitely want to make sure I support Jesus every day
But support
too. So.
whatever your religious beliefs are. We do
True.
not single anyone out.
Nope.
We're
no
a fan of
discrimination.
everybody. No discrimination. We
I
love
just-
you all for what you are, who you are, all that. So.
It has been a
Back
great
next
year.
Sunday, Nolan. Okay.
Nolan, we might not be back.
We might
next
not be.
Sunday.
We'll see.
We'll see what happens.
We'll have at least one NFL playoff show. We don't know when it'll be. I think Super Bowl. I'm gonna be out of town, but we'll have a NFL playoff show.
For being on brand, we mostly talk fantasy football, and it's a little tougher to keep the show rolling along.
But I think we're getting some viewership. It might be worth having.
Yeah,
Maybe every other week show here going forward.
that's
Maybe
not a bad idea.
we'll keep it primed up for the college world and
So
the NFL
I
draft.
can talk
We'll have NFL draft show.
any ball, Brian. If you want to sit next to me and whatever, I can talk any ball. I'm locked in hockey.
We got the loaner computer. If the repo man doesn't come back, his name's John. We'll keep it going.
At some point, he's got to just sell that thing to us. Let's just pay for that. John, what's up? What's your price? Send over a price. Let's see what we can do. If not, we'll figure something else out. But again, I could talk any ball. We could sit here, Brian, whenever you want to jump on. I'm
we
locked
could
in
shoot
hockey.
the poop, if you know what I mean.
I love basketball. The NBA season is rolling right along. Not as exciting for my Cavs as I want right now. Your Pistons look great.
Hey, I need to get in on that. I gotta devote some time to some other sports. It's been a busy year. Family man, coaching bowling this year. Mike.
Let's
That's pretty cool.
go.
So my wife coaches basketball, so we're all over the place. We try to get our free time in the sports world, help you guys out there. But
Yeah, we're definitely busy.
But we appreciate all the support today. Round of applause.
Listen,
Yeah.
our fans, our followers, our friends, everybody, you have been great to us. We're eternally grateful. We just started our
Ethan. We helped him win a championship.
Ethan,
Dropped
let's
175
go.
'cause yeah.
brother. That makes me feel good. That's the kind of stuff I want to see
Yeah.
in my comment section. Listen, so again, we just have a lot of fantasy experience. We don't think we're better than anybody. We started the show just trying to help out people as much as we could. We are 2 years deep as we're wrapping up our second season of this show. TikTok has been
Fantasy
much
show.
better to us than YouTube has. However, we still love our followers on YouTube.
I have recorded the episode today to throw up on.
Let's
YouTube.
throw this on YouTube. That way my
It'll be
mom
up
can
there.
watch. She doesn't know how to work the TikTok.
Yeah, we got a couple TikTok holdouts in the family. They need to watch us another way. So
Absolutely. But again, we couldn't be more grateful. Like I said, we're just a couple of guys out here talking ball. So
we
again,
appreciate all the love and support. The comments are what keeps us going. We love the follows, the hearts. We see it all, and we feel good about all of it. Right?
I do. I can't
right.
say thank you enough. I'll just
Signing off. Season finale. We'll be we'll have some shows here coming up. So keep an eye out for that. And yeah, have a great Sunday.
Sam, thank you. You have a blessed day as well. Everyone have a blessed day. Thank you
Blessed
again.
one. All right, we're signing off. Thanks again. See you later. Yay.
wrapped up.
That one, 1,600 views.
Really?
13,000 likes, mostly just carrying.
1,600 views, and we're just nursing along. Okay, bro, that is fucking lit. Honestly,
We made 16 cents.
Oh, that doesn't take us over the $10 mark though. We needed 24.
Someone sent
cents.
us like something that was worth a ton of money the one day. It was like $7. I don't remember who did that.
The Galaxy.
Yeah, I think that's what it was. Two new fan club members.
That's obviously fun. I like doing this with you, Brian. We're rolling right
Yeah.
along. Our chemistry is good. This has been just great. Yeah, I do want to make shirts.
Yeah, we did yesterday, so I could be more chill today.
I wasn't sure